Hello everyone, Maurice and welcome to Tanks Invest. Talk about investing, finance, fresh development. For today's items only, the investment top two will be Ethereum ticker ETH. I know it's my second video that I'm posting again today, and with respect to Ethereum, I'm recording at 5:07 p.m. on the Eastern time. Current trend $3,258, that up about 0.28% so far. And I was out today, as you saw from my previous video. I was biking for like 5 hours straight, and today was a really beautiful weather, so it was absolutely just enjoyable. I'm not tired at all, even though I biked for like 5 hours straight. I just had like like a little small beverage, coffee, on the side with me. And with respect to the news affectation that I've been collecting, as I was having lunch and on my way home taking a train, there isn't seems to be any specific news that came out that's influencing the market today. It seems like it's more of a neutral slash non-status type of media affectation that we're currently experiencing in the last, I would say, 6 hours so far. And with respect to the surge that we're seeing right now, this is more of a technical analysis type of affectation that we know, right? We know that today we hit the all-time low of $3,112, and subsequent to that, because of the fact that we live in a global world, obviously, that the people on the other side of the country, which I'm talking about, like in China, India, on the other side of the hemisphere, the eastern hemisphere, has woken up now, right? And I think the orders start picking up and the market start to become active on the international side of the world. And subsequently, people saw that level of 3,150, which is a substantive level of consolidation. And people, are promptly buying up that level, which shows a lot of substantiveness, which is something that is expected, right? Knowing the fact 3,150 is the level of, relatively substantive comfort zone, a cushion that we're forming in a technical perspective now, right? So we're leaping up to the next level of the 3,250, which, as we know, is a non-substantive level of consolidation, right? The real level that needs to get to is truly the 3,385, which, as you know, we never got there in the previous days that we've been surging, right? So it seems like we're just kind of bouncing on a sideways oscillation, doing the ping pong effects I keep mentioning, right? So I'm gonna go through technical analysis to see how we're trending so far, with respect to this surge that we're seeing, which is not really a surge, to be honest. It's kind of like just a rebound from a normalization zone from the over depletions to the low levels, right? So stay tuned, stick around, let's make some money. Moving on to the technical analysis for Ethereum ticker ETH, I'm recording this at 5:10 p.m. on Eastern time. Current trade $3,261, up about 0.38% so far. You can see that with respect to today, we were hitting all the way to the low, right? $3,112. And immediately, people on the other side of the world, including obviously people from the North American regions and obviously the Western Hemisphere, has bought in subsequently, right? So this seems like, with respect to the 3,150, it's definitely a consolidation level, a new cushion that we've formed, right? Obviously, in comparisons to the 2,150 and 2,450, and obviously subsequently the 2,750, this is a new platform that we're forming. So in an architectural perspective, it's definitely good for us. And obviously in the financial assets perspective, is definitely good as well, as you obviously building upon more substantive ground for us to build upon to get to the next level to keep the price, surging, right, in a supply and demand dynamics perspective, right? So we are seeing more of an depletion, but with respect to our side, we're still highly overbought on a daily perspective, and on a MACD perspective, we are slowly forming a curvature again, right? We are slowly fusing together to form that death cross that we are talking about, right? And I think, we are just hovering on a sideways fashion, and I wouldn't be surprised if we hear anything specific um, tomorrow or during the week ahead of us. We might see one more surge, right? Because we just kind of frankly kind of percolate on a sideways fashion. We might see one more surge, right? And that will be the end of the euphoria. And then once we get there, we would, obviously have a sell off, right? Because once we get above to that level, and if you cannot sustain the 3,385, you have to come down eventually, right? And when you come down, I think ideally you come down in midway again to the comfort level 3,150, and you probably see a scoop, right? You people see some people buying and FOMO in, or even lower at the 3,000 and they buy in, right? And then next thing you know, you're gonna see a huge red candle that sell off all the way down to 2,750, right? And then people's gonna start freaking out, because of the fear. That's just fear mongering among investors. That they're like, oh my god, we are in a bear market now, right? And then emotions set in and subsequently get us down to 2,450. I think the movie's gonna play out comparable to the way we've seen before, right? Because the movie is kind of in the same course of cadence that we have observed so far. And it seems like we are slowly forming it, but the surge, the crash is not going to be as severe because I don't think it's going to be as dragged up. You can see that the separations between the signal and the MACD line in comparisons to this one this is way more drastic, right? Which is the reason why you see this huge green surge and then a huge red dump, right? So I think the next one is more of just a correction rather than a crash. This was definitely a crash. This is more of a normalization of correction. The whales need to be incentivized by taking some profit momentarily before we keep moving upward from here to continue to rally to hit the all-time high by year-end 2021. All right, just to recap on numbers and technical analysis, with respect to current level, we have a high propensity to leap down, right? But I do foresee we potentially might see a surge, like a one quick prompt surge, and then we will subsequently have something called a dead cat bounce, like a scoop, right? People start FOMOing and buying in that we're not gonna crack the 3,000 because we keep seeing that we keep bouncing off of that level. So it must be the case, right? And to for people that do not understand technical analysis, you understand that that's the technicals never lies, and what's screaming at us right now is overbought in all levels, right? So going back down to 3,000 would be likely in the near term. 2,750 if we basically pop the balloon, and 2,450 is where I would ideally buy at, right? But with respect to if you buy the 3,000, right? Let's say everything do not come true, right? Whatever I've said, right? It's okay to buy now, right? Just hold on tight, just withstand obviously that insane volatility that you will be potentially seeing in the near future, and that's something you just have to mentally prepare yourself for. All right, so that's it for the respect my technical analysis on Ethereum again. So I'm gonna relax now. I worked a long day today, including the biking, which is a form of a workout as well. So just nonstop working despite a weekend, but obviously, as you know, I love being productive. That's just my personality. That's just my motivation and drive. But I really appreciate you guys for dropping by again. And feel free to give me your questions if you have any specific ones. And stay tuned for the next video coming up, and have a great rest of your Sunday. And for those that are on Monday already, have a great rest of the week coming up. Take care. Bye.